Bro, let me tell you that if you want to get rid of stressing about things that might happen in the future or fearing in beforehand always what will happen, or if you want to get rid of always premeditating failure, that always thinking about all the things that might go wrong, and even worse, if you want to get rid of that kind of thinking that when you know that something will happen that is uncomfortable or painful in the future, you already start to think about it and you already start to kind of feel that discomfort and pain beforehand. So let me tell you something. I know exactly how that feels like, and if you want to get rid of that, you are in the right place. So now you probably don't know who I am. My name is Andrea Pruneri, and my mission is literally to become the best and first version of myself and to help you out on that same way. So if that sounds like something that can interest you, make sure to subscribe. And by the way, I will also put the summary of this video in the description down below, so if you want to implement, as soon as you finish watching this video, you have everything you need down there. So you have to know, bro, that I used to be a big stressor, you know. I used to be always stressed about things that could happen in the future, and when I knew that something painful couldn't happen, then I was already thinking about all the things that could go bad and all the possible failures that I could go through, and already kind of feeling in beforehand that pain, that discomfort, and those negative feelings. At the same time, I knew that I didn't want to feel those negative thoughts and negative feelings, and I think we both don't want to do that. I wanted to be free from them. I wanted to be free from negativity, fear, and stressing about the future. But obviously, I think we both know, telling ourselves that we have to think positive and to not think about the negative thoughts doesn't work, right? If I tell you to not think about the blue elephant, so right now don't think about the blue elephant. Don't think about it, bro. You've probably thought about it because it doesn't work. We both know that this technique doesn't work. But the funny thing is that most people's advice is to not think about the negative things, think about the positive, you know? They all tell you that advice, but it doesn't work. And so I was there and I wanted to find out more because I wanted to get rid of those things. So I started reading about it in books and watching YouTube videos about stopping to have negative thoughts and all those things. But at the same time, I still had this negative mindset that I was always stressing about the future, things that could happen, things that might go wrong, the pain that I will go through, discomfort, and all these things. It was as if the devil was kind of like giving me, through negative thinking, the wrong thoughts at the wrong time that were always making me think negatively about things, fearing and anticipating pain and discomfort. They were sticking to my mind that if I told myself that I didn't want to think about them, it just didn't work. Just didn't work. And at the same time, I knew that negativity would just bring me more negativity. As I talked about it in this video, and I will put it in the description down below, we always get what our thoughts are most focused on. And so I knew that thinking about negative things was just bringing more negativity in my life. And I think we both know this. The more we focus on negative things, the more we will see negative things, right? And so imagine, I was reading Seneca. He's basically written 124 Stoic letters to his friend Lucilius. And in those letters, he gives you one gem after the other one fucking great mindset after the other one. And the amazing part was that he was also talking about negative thinking. And he made me realize how stupid negative thinking actually was. And as soon as I realized how stupid negative thinking actually was, then in every single situation I would just recall those quotes, those mindset, those key ideas, and negative thinking would just disappear. It was as if I had defeated the devil. Sounds amazing, right? And so I will try to make you understand how stupid negative thinking, fearing, stressing, and all those things are. The first thing why negative thinking doesn't make sense is because, very simply, having negative thoughts will not change anything, bro. If you have negative thoughts about something that will happen in the future, will it become better? Will it make it less probable to happen? No, it doesn't, right? It doesn't. Actually, it will make it worse. It will make it more probable to happen, because we have already said the more you think about the negative, the more you actually attract the negative. And so why actually thinking about negative things when it doesn't change what would happen in a positive way? It actually influences it in a negative way. You will actually get more negativity by thinking negatively. Sounds obvious, right? The next reason why negative thinking is stupid, bro, is because very simply those things that you premeditate, that you think about the future, may not happen. So if you think that you will fail at a test, you may pass the test. And so why thinking negatively if it will affect negatively the result in the first place? And secondly, you might pass the test. And so you have thought negatively, felt those negative emotions that whole time until you get to the exam. You think negatively until you actually get your grade, and then you passed it. So that was for nothing. Negativity for nothing. Then third reason why negative thinking is literally stupid is because it doesn't make you actually achieve the positive things that you want to get. So imagine you're with your snowboard, you're riding in the snow in winter and you're riding in the woods and there are a lot of trees, If you think about, I don't want to get to the tree, I don't want to hit the tree, I don't want to hit the tree, I don't want to hit the tree, you focus on the trees that you want to hit, you will 100% hit the tree. It's as if saying don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree, don't hit a tree is the same thing as saying hit the tree, It's as simple and easy as that. If on the other hand, you accept the trees, they are there, but you think about the ways that you could take, you focus on the actual path that you want to take, then you will actually be able to not hit the trees. If you think about not hitting the trees, you will hit them. So thinking negatively doesn't make you actually think about the path that you want to go, and so you will 100% not achieve the things that you want to achieve. And the fourth reason for which negative thinking is absolutely stupid is because by thinking negatively, fearing, stressing, we actually suffer before we should. We suffer more than we should, and we suffer even though we shouldn't. So bear with me, because this is the most important quote I heard in those letters when it comes to getting over negative thinking and stressing and fear. So imagine that you want to take a cold shower in the morning, okay? And the first part of the quote was, we suffer before we should. So you're there thinking already about how painful it will be, the cold, and how this uncomfortable it would be. And so you would have a 2 minutes cold shower. It would be 2 minutes. Let's say that it is a painful experience for you. But if you start to already premeditating it half an hour before that, you will be suffering, feeling bad, and have negative thoughts and fear and stress and all those things for half an hour just because of 2 minutes of cold shower. So why fearing something if it will just make you suffer before you actually should suffer, You've decided to suffer in those 2 minutes of cold shower, but you suffer before that. The second part of the quote says that we suffer more than we should. And that is because if you make out of this cold shower, of these 2 minutes of cold shower, a big thing,
it's fucking horrible, cold, and I don't like the cold, and
you have all those negative things, all those fear, all that stress, you will make out of it a big thing. And so even though it might be 2 minutes of, feeling a little bit of cold water on your skin, you made it a big event, a big painful thing. So you suffer more than you actually should. Isn't that stupid? And the third part of the quote says that we suffer even though we shouldn't. And that is because we can actually decide what we see as good, what we see as bad, and if you actually want to make ourselves be influenced by a certain experience. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, but the truth is that you could see a cold shower as an amazing experience, as a joyful and pleasurable thing. At the same time, you could see it as a painful, stressful, and negative thing, a cold shower. But it's not about a cold shower, it's you who decides how you see a thing. So if you decide to see something that most people would see as painful, as something negative, you see it as something positive, as something pleasurable, as something that you are grateful to have the opportunity to experience, then it will become positive, bro. So you can always decide to enjoy everything. Doesn't matter how painful it is. And so that made me realize, yeah, okay, so why was I actually fearing it? Why was I actually thinking that it's negative? I was suffering even though I actually shouldn't. I could be happy, I could be enjoying it, and I was there thinking that it was a negative thing. So this quote made me understand that it was all in my mind, bro. That the problem is not the thing itself. That the problem is that we start suffering before we should. We make it a big thing, and so we suffer more than we should. And most importantly, we have the opportunity to not even suffer. We have the opportunity to decide that a painful experience is something positive. We can be happy in that experience. We can enjoy it. That changed everything for me. And every single time I was stressing about something, I was fearing something, I was already premeditating those negative things. I asked myself, do I really want to suffer before I should? More than I should? And even though I shouldn't? And the answer is always no, bro. We both don't want that. And so by keeping these principles in your mind and telling them yourself over and over again every single time that you think about negative things and you catch yourself having negative thoughts, then, bro, you will see how they will just vanish, just like that. So I not only learned some valuable techniques to actually get rid of negative thoughts, fear, and stress in general, I actually became freer. I actually freed myself from the influence that that inner devil had on me. So wish you the same thing. And if this video, bro, helped you on the way towards becoming the best and freest version of yourself, make sure to subscribe, because very simply otherwise you will very probably not see my future videos. And now remember the most important thing. We could literally die today, here and now. So why not living like it? Why not being who you really want to be, doing what you really want to do, and most importantly, feeling every single moment to 100%. Why not, bro? I wish you all the best, and see you in the next video.